What's happening? What's going on YouTube? So Shaq and Charles got into it about coaches versus players. It was a great debate. Kenny, of course, was the media moderator, and Ernie was the mediator, and it was like trying to break the tie. And I think Kenny ended up siding with Charles because he said that players have to play, but you do important with coaching. Shaq tried to downplay, and of course, look, I give I'm a big Shaq fan, but Shaq be petty and all that. But I went to 6 finals and all that. Who did you win with? Your first coach in Orlando, who I won't even name, was not Phil Jackson. It wasn't Pat Riley. You won 4 rings, 3 with Phil, 1 with Pat, and out of those 5 trips with those 2 elite. And you were dominant in 5 of those series. Coaching does matter. That was the difference between Phil Jackson and Doug Collins. Scottie Pippen had a point about Doug Collins coddling Michael Jordan, but Phil got him to another level. Of course, with the triangle and Tex Winter and all that. But you got to have people do respond to coaches. I hear Troy Aikman talk about Jimmy Johnson all the time. He won a ring with Barry Switzer. He don't even talk about that. He said Jimmy Johnson. Players do respect. Belichick, Brady, even though it was hard and critical. Popovich, Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. It worked. You got certain coaches. I'll give you a case in point where coaches make a difference in to come to Shaq. When the Sixers went to the finals, as great as Allen Iverson was, Larry Brown's system, they were close to the Lakers. He came back. They lost 4-1. You fast forward from 2001, and great as Shaq was, and Shaq was still great in the finals against the Pistons. He just didn't get the touches. But it was, and I know Karl Malone was old, and Gary Payton got hurt and all that. But it was the same philosophy where he ran with Chauncey Billups and Richard Hamilton. The difference is Chauncey Billups just tore up Gary Payton's behind at the point differential. But it was the same principles. He got them to buy into what he was doing. That's what coaching does. There does make a difference how people respond. You look at somebody. I've been having all these people come in, comment about how I defended Pat Riley's 3 titles, 7 finals appearances, either executive as a coach or manager, his capacity with the Miami Heat. And they love running with Paul Pierce saying how they dissing him and saying, oh, he destroyed Heat culture. Well, Heat culture is not the same as it was. But make me no mistake about it. People came because of Pat Riley. The reputation, the rings, the respect. That's what got LeBron. That's what got Shaq. That's what got a lot of them to come over there because of who he is and what he did. We live in a culture where people do real recognize is real. If you got a guy that's a buster coach, he ain't going to get the same opportunities. Now, Sacramento, I like what Charles said. DeRozan was brought in. He said Mike Brown didn't just start learning how to coach. They quit on him. They did. That's what happened with Giannis in Milwaukee last year. Got their coach fired. They were 32-8. Got their coach fired. Guys don't play for these guys. They stop. When you're a professional, and I use that term very loosely, say you're a professional, you're supposed to be on your P's and Q's. Coaching does matter. People do get up for certain people who know how to tweak. And you want somebody that you can relate to. Look at Deion Sanders in Colorado. Tell me coaching doesn't matter. Got a Heisman Trophy, and they did get to a bowl game. Went from being in the gutter. They were 4-8 his first year, 9-3 this year, 9-4 final when they lost. But still, you got to look at that. 1-11 just 2 years ago. Coaching makes a difference. How you coach up what you present. As great as players are, there are some exceptions. There are some players who transcend and they still need coaching, but they can transcend. They have mechanics, but the fine toolage of it all has to be in place. It has to be in place. So you can't underestimate in great coaching. The greater the player is, a system makes a difference. So Shaq and Charles are going at it about coaching and players and who's more important. They both have a role. You could be a great coach, but if you don't have great players, you ain't winning. And you can be a great player and not have a great coach, and you might win, but you might come up short. And there's systems that showcase you in a better light. So it has a good debate. But I do believe great coaches make a difference because very few players win without a great coach. Very few. And there is a system that's in place that complements your system, complements what you're going to. So it was a great topic. And I just wish Shaq would stop with all about how many appearances he had in the finals and all he got, because Charles Barkley was making a point about how players, they get the coaches, you do play up for a name brand. You go to a big place, you play up. And sometimes coaches don't get their credit, sometimes they do. Casey Jones made a difference for the Celtics when Larry Bird played there. Don't get it twisted. Larry Bird was coaching the Pacers when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to the Bulls in 7 and 98, and they went to the finals in '00 and lost to the Lakers in the finals. But that Larry Bird effect was there. Look how much they rose from what they were because they stepped their game up because of who he was. It do make a difference on that sideline. If you think somebody is a substitute teacher and a scab and a scrub, you ain't gonna be motivated. Big difference with who's over there. So, but you tell me what you think out of the Shaq and Charles coaches versus players argument, where you stand. Please hit the like, hit the membership. Please stay safe, stay blessed. Wake up for a full. Share the video if you like. Hit that membership. Peace the best. Stay woke. I'm out one time. Peace.